Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, also known as Rainey, and today's story time is actually really funny, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm just going to hop right into it. The story time begins, as a lot of them do, with me just kind of chilling at my house. I had just gotten home from my girlfriend's house, and I decided to just sit down and play some video games. I was going to sit down, maybe put a little bit more time into Assassin's Creed Origins. I've been really enjoying that game as of late. And that was my plan. And, you know, sometimes when you're playing video games, I'm sure a lot of you get this, sometimes you want to take a couple hits, if you know what I mean. In other words, sometimes you just want to play games and feel like you're on a different planet. Sometimes that's just the move. So today I thought this was the move. So, you know, I got a couple little edibles that I had stashed away, and my tolerance is actually pretty high. So I took a couple of them to, you know, actually feel it. And, you know, I thought I was chilling. I was just going to take them. I was just going to sit on my couch. I was going to play some games, and I was going to have a good time. So I started loading up my game. I ate them, and then right as I did, or like a couple minutes after, my mom got home, which isn't a problem. I'm usually pretty good at hiding these things, but they also hadn't kicked in yet, so it was fine. So I said hi to my mom, and she asked me, like, are you all ready to go? And I was confused. I was like, ready to go? She's like, yeah, you're going to a hockey game with Dad tonight, remember? And so I just started thinking, oh, fuck, you're right. Not a bad oh, fuck. I mean, kind of a bad oh, fuck. I mean, I was excited to go to the hockey game, but my brain had, like, completely blanked on the fact that this was happening. So I had to turn my games off and, like, go, you know, get dressed out of sweatpants and a hoodie. But I was high-key freaking out because I'm like, okay, I have to act completely normal around my dad while we go to a sporting event. So I get all dressed and ready, and my dad finally gets home, but when he does, he has two of his friends with him. So now I'm like, I'm just standing there washing my dishes because I had cooked food. And I cooked this like jalapeno popper quesadilla. It was so good, dude. It was actually amazing. I might go cook one after making this video, to be honest. But I was doing my dishes and I was kind of panicking. I'm like, okay, not only do I have to act completely normal around my dad, I have to act completely normal around my dad and two of his friends for the entire night in a public setting. General rule of thumb, if you're just like completely like zooted, probably best to avoid public places, but that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I didn't really have a choice. I was going, and I mean, I was excited to go. I always was, but my mind completely blanked, so this is the situation I was in. So we all piled in my dad's truck, and off we went towards this hockey game, and luckily for me, I could kind of keep to myself for a bit. I could feel it start to hit me while we were in the car, but I could keep to myself because, like, my dad and his friends were sort of talking. I could kind of just sit there, you know, within my own mind. I was texting my girlfriend, you know, just going to my happy place, keeping calm. When we got to the place where the hockey game was, we got some food beforehand. My dad bought me these nachos, and the nachos at this place are, like, probably the best nachos I've ever eaten. They're fucking amazing. And obviously, when you're slightly inebriated, as I was, food is the best thing on the planet. So we go to sit down, and I absolutely annihilate these nachos. Like, as anyone who knows me in real life knows, if I buy food for, like, a sporting event or if, like, I'm seeing a movie or something, I want it to last throughout the duration of whatever it is I'm doing. But not this time. I just absolutely demolished these nachos. They were gone so fast. I ate all the cheese, all the chips, all the jalapenos. I ate everything, dude. As soon as I was done that, I started watching the game. I mean, I already was, but I started focusing more. And I just, like, hyper fixated myself on the game. Like, it wasn't even a choice to be like, I'm going to distract myself with the game. I was just hyper fixated, you know? Like, oftentimes when I go to these, I'm like, obviously I'm watching the game, but like every so often I'll pull out my phone, like, answer a text, whatever it is. But this time I left my phone in my pocket for this entire first period. I was hyper fixated on this game, which was funny because there was not a single goal in the first game, and not the first game, the first period, not a single goal, but I was so focused, like laser focused. And so the first intermission hit, and immediately I'm still thinking, like, I'm still hungry as fuck. So I stand up, I tell my dad, like, hey, I'm going to get more food. He's like, okay, have fun. And so I go up the stairs and I go to the food stands, and I'm just like dreaming up all the foods I can get. And I get in this kind of long line, And I'm just like daydreaming of all the food that I can absolutely demolish. And so as I'm getting closer to the front of the line, the girl in front of me orders 2 orders of nachos, and she orders 2 beers as well. And she was trying to carry them all. And I guess she could only carry the 2 nachos and 1 beer, and she didn't really know what to do with the second one. So she grabs it, and she turns around to me, and she asked if I want it. She's like, hey, do you want a beer? And I just instinctually, out of nowhere, just say, yeah, sure. And I grab it. And then she's like, oh, okay, cool. And then she walks away with her stuff. And so I don't really think anything of it. Like, I'm not really paying attention to my actions at this moment. So I go forward, and I ask the dude for a large popcorn and a slice of pepperoni pizza. And he tells me that he doesn't have any pepperoni. And normally I'd probably be like, okay, scratch the pizza then. That's fine. They don't have the one I want. But in this scenario, I was like, fuck it, give me the Hawaiian. So he did. He gave me the pizza. He gave me my popcorn. I thanked him. He obviously paid for it. And then I walked away. And then it hit me. Couldn't exactly take this beer down to where my dad and everyone was sitting, because my dad does not drink, nor does he know that I drink. And I plan to keep it that way for my own personal reasons. So I was just kind of standing there like, oh, okay, well, what do I do now? So obviously I came to the conclusion that I should do the most logical thing, the most intelligent thing anyone could do in this scenario. And that was chugging the entire thing in about 8 seconds, probably. Just down the entire thing and toss it. That seemed like a great idea at the time. And so I feel myself start to get a little more dizzy at this point, but that's okay. I was waiting in this line for so long and doing everything that it was pretty much the end of the intermission. By the time I got down to the seats, I sat back down next to my dad, started absolutely fucking up this slice of pizza. I did so very quickly, and then I set in on my popcorn. And I got this insanely large popcorn just so I could munch on it for the entire rest of the game, which is exactly what I did. My dad also bought me ice cream before the third period, which was awesome. They have amazing soft serve ice cream there as well, so that was great. And at this point I was thinking to myself, I have kept my cool pretty well throughout the duration of this evening, so as long as I can just eat my popcorn and hyper focus on the game, I think I will be fine. And it pretty much was, because that's pretty much all I did. I just hyper focused on eating my popcorn and watching the game, and I had a pretty good night. I was feeling good, I was feeling happy, enjoying my food, enjoying some time with my dad and watching this hockey game. It was a pretty good time. But when we finally got home that night after the game, I had a shower and I was just kind of sitting in my room, and then my dad came in and he said hey, are you feeling all right? You're acting a little strange here and there tonight. And I just told him yeah, no, I'm fine. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for taking me. And he's like, yeah, of course, no problem. I'm glad you came. And he just kind of looks around my room for a second. He's like, where's your coat? And I told him it's on the floor. I haven't worn it since I didn't wear it to the game, but the coat I wore today, it's on the floor. And he's like, yeah, I know you didn't wear it. I'm just wondering where it is. And I'm like, okay. And then he picks up my coat and he smells it. And my dad has done this before, because my dad has suspected that I've been smoking, which was not the case. But he has done that before. And he put my coat down and he's like, okay, just wanted to check and make sure you weren't smoking with your friends, because I know some of them do. I said yeah, no, I don't do that. So yeah, don't worry about it. And he's like, all right, cool. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. And he closes my door. I guess this story kind of has a good ending, because I totally got away with it and nothing bad happened. So that was a lot of fun. It was a good experience. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this story time. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a really fun night is what it was. So I thought I'd tell you guys about it. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. You all know the drill at this point. I'm screwing up my own outro and stuttering, but thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. We just passed 200 subs, so I'll probably have a 200 sub special up soon. I think I'm going to be reading more comments, but maybe I'll add some more pizzazz to it. I guess we'll see, but I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching. Later.